Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Texas Longhorns, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They go to the ground. Breaks into the open. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
You want to settle everybody in on the road? You want to take the nerves away? Run the football. Really, really good job. The offensive line, they're physical and nasty. They're not nervous. They're not worried about this crowd getting loud. They just want to hit you right in the mouth, and they started the game off with some good physicality.
And the Longhorns, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Right back to the well. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Guys, when you really take a look at Texas, what does the top 5 ranking mean for week 1? Optimism, hope, maybe, David, an excuse for the other team's fans to rush the field if they knock you off?
Well, it means, first of all, absolutely nothing, because preseason rankings don't show up anywhere at the end of the season, but it means this team is talented. It means they're thought of highly. They got to go earn it, Jesse, and it starts today, but the talent obviously is all over the field.
The number in the preseason rankings means absolutely nothing. You saw Florida State recently start in the top 10. They won 2 games by the end of the year. So you've got to go earn it. Yes, you're talented. Yes, a lot of eyeballs are going to be watching you, and people are really excited. You've got an opportunity to do things really, really that are special this season, but you've got to earn it on the field.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. That's caught. It's Kennedy. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
The Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Expect some pressure coming from the blitz. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Got his man downfield. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. The Longhorns racing to the line in the hurry-up. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on first down.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
These fans raising the volume on second and goal. Quarterback sneaking his way, tunneling and burrowing They're on the board first here in the season opener.
What an exciting way to start this season. This offense had a plan. They knew who they wanted to be, but you had to come out and execute it. And that was a beautiful first drive, creating some momentum, not only for this offense, but for this squad to start the season.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Offense in a bunch formation. Quarterback making adjustments. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. Here's why this was so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker.
He lets it fly. Tosses it incomplete.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Right on the money. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling there out to the 35. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. Let's talk about Alabama. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
Ridden out of bounds at the 45, a big play for this offense.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. He makes the grab. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Line getting set on 2nd down. Looking to fire. It's complete to the right. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. On the move. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Wants to go up top. Dances away to buy time. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
And I think that time he was trusting his pocket awareness and his arm a little bit too much. You've got to remember, you're one of the best athletes in the country playing the position. If you see a crease, you've just got to take off and get it.
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards out. He needed a little late boost from the crossbar, but he gets it to go through. That'll bring him to within 4.
And how about the three-pointer from downtown? The long field goal attempt, they trust their kicker, and it took every inch. Just hits the crossbar and gets over and goes in.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This one in play, first snap of the drive from the 25. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he'll pick up one. It brings up second and 9.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all right after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth game if I were allowed to push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. Looking for more room. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And how about this defense, man? You talk about providing a spark and some energy. They make the big interception. I think most importantly, Jesse, set their offense up in ridiculous field position.
And that's one thing this defense practices so much throughout the week, right? It's creating turnovers. They are so...
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Alabama! Big, quick strike, just as we expected.
And quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
Lining up to add another. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll return it. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They come to the line for the first snapping it from the 21. They'll try the run. There he goes. Inside the 40. At the 30. He's at the 10. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Longhorns.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. One snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Use the play fake, now to throw. Moves away as he feels pressure. And the pass is incomplete, and that wraps up the first quarter. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. First play of the period will be a second down. Back to pass. Using the quick game. They use that sideline as a defender and get him out of bounds at the 36.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Gets the back moving. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. A cornerstone of the Alabama program really throughout history has been be physical, establish a running game.
Yeah, great running backs. I mean, not only are you recruiting great players in the offensive line and skill and all over the place, but so many great backs that you can name off the top of your head that played at Alabama, that ran it with an edge, that ran it physical, that always represented that style. And you can see Alabama, they're always going to do this. They're going to establish the run.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Catch in the middle. It's down. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. From the gun, running back on the move. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at 2nd down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on 1st down.
To the air on 2nd down. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. They're working that left side. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Fourth down, and a field goal's not going to help much. They'll try to keep the drive alive by converting here. On 4th down, looking to pass. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. Touchdown time! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the 1st half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like 2 heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the wide receiver. Right back to the well. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
A veritable Crimson Tide get the edge with this one on the toss. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
That has got to be so demoralizing for the defense. You haven't been able to stop this guy all game long. And here on third down, they're handing it off to him anyway because they don't think you can stop him. This defense right now, you see a lot of people hanging their heads a little bit because they're not playing with tons of confidence.
And the Longhorns will have it 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Pocket breaking down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and you don't see that often, right? This guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars. Yes, NIL is real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Caught in the backfield, it's Buchanan. Turning it on. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the 1st down.
Power football with the run.
And winning 1st downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on 1st down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
The Longhorns with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. DB's right up on the receivers. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. The quick out. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Now on the move. Past the sticks and still on his feet. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Texas!
And they pound the rock. The run game comes through late in the 1st half when you needed it. Now they take the lead. They take the momentum. That's how you end the 1st half.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he puts through the extra point. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A pair of top 15 teams throwing haymakers today. Let's show you the very latest. Oklahoma is currently ahead early in this one, but they just haven't been able to really pull that schooner ahead offensively. They're up by 7 over USC. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the 1st half. He might want another play. To the air on 1st down. Trying to burn this defensive back. Makes the grab on the left side. Big play. Takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
And what a massive play for the offense. Not only getting the football across the 50, but they've now put themselves in position to steal a few more points here before the half.
They'll snap it from the 47 on 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the grab. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. He's got an open man. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
Nice job by the QB and receiver on this play in a 2-minute situation, knowing to work the boundary, get the first down, and get the ball out of bounds. Great situational awareness.
The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted to stop the threat. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
And you will always remember your first. And how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT, the first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking for a gap. It's Buchanan. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Toss sweep. Try to get it outside to the right. Breaks into the open. Got the first down and more. A really productive run gets it up to the 31-yard line before he goes out of bounds.
Another good run. Man, he has been picking up yards in bunches today. Jesse showing off all the skills.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down, David. This guy just gets better as the game goes on. He is a beast.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking to throw on first down. Fires on the move. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains. One more snap coming before halftime. Misfired on first down, back to the air on 2nd. The pressure on him, and the quarterback goes down, and that's how we'll wrap up the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Longhorns will kick it off to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David. relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success. And so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
Throws to the wideout. Got him, and nobody's close. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
That's a really nice job plucking that pass. I don't know if another school has done as good a job as Alabama in recent years as bringing in top-level talent at the wide receiver position. When you think of guys like Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, this guy, he looks like he could be on the field with all those guys, too. He's got speed. He's got the ability to pluck the football out of the air. What a big-time weapon. How nice is it to play quarterback with this guy in your offense?
Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. He makes the catch. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And on that play, great job by the receiver working his way through the traffic in the middle of the field. That's a crossing route. It's going to take him a couple seconds to get all the way to the other side of the field, but really nice awareness by him, making the catch, coming up with a big play.
The Tide with the 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Get it out to the supersonic guy. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
Alabama trying to cash in on this red zone trip. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Here comes the heat. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. So that penalty is going to cost them the 1st down as they back up, and now it's 2nd down. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Back to pass. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He's going to take off. He'll go out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want him to be physical.
Makes the grab. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Bama! And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half.
And it's a math equation. Nice job. He sees the numbers. I got numbers out wide. I got blockers that can go make a play. Get it to my playmaker. He does the rest. Gets in for 6.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 flash today. Florida State is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now, but there's not a soul who doesn't believe they can't pull this off. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Miami. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. Picks up the first down, still moving. There he goes to the right. The 20, the 10. Touchdown, Longhorns! He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience, and with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stud.
And the extra point is good, and they have a 28-24 lead. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. How about that last drive? Just carved them up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Offense and an empty set. Back to pass on second down. Buying some time. Zings it complete to the right. Push down for the tackle.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
The Crimson Tide a long, long way from the line to gain here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And that's just what this defense needed. They needed to get a stop here in the third quarter. They've given up a lot of plays, a lot of points, a lot of yards. Needed to get a stop and try to get this ball back to their offense.
He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Sending the offense back onto the field. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right? I mean, there he goes. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. He's now over 150 yards on the ground, and you start putting yourself in that ethereal company of great Longhorn running backs.
Yeah, there's so many of them that we could go back and Cedric Benson and Ricky Williams and just recently Bijan Robinson. Man, they find highly, highly talented dudes. Just guys that you know when you hand him the ball.
Lets it fly deep downfield. It's picked up, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job on the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I love defenses that can tackle the catch. Right away, you're not giving up any yak. As soon as that player has the ball, he goes down now.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. Punch it out of the air. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Lets it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The defensive back staying in phase and batting it away.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Downs. And boy, is he close to that first down. Maybe just a couple of inches short.
Now, 4th down.
Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead and sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the 3rd. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. Less than a yard to go for a first down, and the offense will remain on the field. Quarterback will keep it. Oh, he's got some space. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down.
And I don't care where you're at on the field. 4th and inches, I like me. I like my chances of getting that, running the play I feel comfortable with, getting the first down.
The Crimson Tide rolled to that last first down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run. Now on the option. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long. So they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just wait for that one opportunity when you don't do your assignment.
So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. It's complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. They'll send the back in motion. From the gun on third down. It's complete on the right side. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it up to 12. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. Looking to scramble. Short gain on the play before he slides.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. The give from the gun. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Just going to keep it after the snap. Touchdown, Crimson Tide! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
Great example of complementary football there. First, the defense comes away with the takeaway, and then offensively, you go to the ground game, being physical at the point of attack, running it in for a touchdown, and now you have the lead with not a lot of time left. They've now put all the pressure back on their opponent.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Nowhere to run, and down he goes after losing 6.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. That's caught. It's Buchanan. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves them with 2nd and short.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Longhorns with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. He'll try it again. runs through the tackle.
Well, that's just tough, hard-nosed running. You need 1 yard to get, let the running back figure it out.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Longhorns are moving quickly down the field. To the air on first down. With the catch, it's Buchanan. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one.
Hey, man, I played with Tiki Barber and the Giants, Frank Gore and the 49ers, LaDainian Tomlinson in the Senior Bowl. These guys wanted to catch passes in our offense. Even though they knew sometimes they were the third or fourth read in the progression, they were hoping I was going to throw them a football. And it is so nice as a quarterback to know that you've got running backs like that that want to be involved in the passing.
The Longhorns can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. On the run, it's Buchanan.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
And the Longhorns back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Using his feet. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs. So it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going. But moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Starting to feel a little pressure. Got his man on the right. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Got to give this defense tons of credit. How good have they been on the back end in coverage? It just feels like every time this QB has thrown the ball, it's been contested. They haven't given up a lot of yards, and they need to continue to be great in coverage with the lead in this 2-minute situation.
Looking downfield on first down. Bringing the heat. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Longhorns have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Quarterback adapted. He throws it back to the left, a risky ball. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Makes the grab. Spin move. He's brought down, but what a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
This is a good example of spacing in the passing game. You get the ball to your receiver quickly and just give him a little bit of space so that he has the ability to turn around and make a guy miss, and then go get extra yards.
The Longhorns with the 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Right back to it. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. They get the timeout called. 11 seconds remaining to play. cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the end zone. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes, getting to the football.
Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Snap to the back. They knock him down in the end zone. That'll be a safety and put an exclamation point on this one.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Not all close games are created equal, but this one, man, what a ride. A matchup between a